Okay, how's that? We sounding good? How's the sound? Coming through? Awesome. Awesome. All right. So yeah. Uh well, since you guys couldn't hear me when I first went live. So yeah, welcome into JAS Media. Tonight, open discussion. I did go see uh, Superman, as I said I would on Monday's stream. Um, in my opinion, since it looks like we got quite a few people here, in my opinion, it wasn't a horrible movie. It wasn't. How's the best way to say it? It was kind of like Robert Pattinson's Batman in a way. It felt like a decent one-off type movie. Um, Superman didn't feel like the main character in the story, even though he was. Um, the other people were there, um, or the other characters like who was it? Guy Gardner, Hot Girl. Um, who was the other one? Mr. Terrific. Um, I think that was all of them. I mean, you had Lex Luthor in it, of course, as the nemesis in the movie. Um, but I don't know. It felt like a lot of different stories going on at the same time. Nothing ever felt really like completed. Um, it had that uh, Suicide Squad sort of feel, or like Guardians of the Galaxy type feel. Um, but it wasn't a horrible movie, but it didn't give me the Superman vibe. Um, the first what was that? I think it was the first 30 seconds of the movie. He was already beat up. Um, what else? He got attacked, or I don't know. He had Crypto rescuing him time and time again. I think I counted at least 3 times. Um, what else? I know I saw people um, online. They were talking about the whole thing where the world's gonna end and Superman's just making out with uh, Lois Lane. But in my opinion, that I think that was over exaggerated because it wasn't like the world was gonna end. The scene was more like background scene than anything. It was um, they made Superman more like a victim, more like um, I would say almost too feminized, I guess. More like scandalous or whatever. Um, he wasn't, the Man of Steel by any means. Um, Rowdy, you said you liked the Pattinson Batman, but you didn't think too much about it after you watched it. Yeah, I mean Pattinson, I didn't. It wasn't a bad Batman, but it was like I said, it was kind of like I had that like one-off uh, feel. It wasn't like I mean even Christian Bale, and I'm not a big fan of Christian Bale for Batman, but at least that felt like a Batman movie. You know what I mean? Um, Pattinson, that it felt like it was a Gotham movie with elements of Batman, if that makes sense. Um, let's see. What made me go see Superman? Mostly the hype. I wanted to get firsthand experience, firsthand opinion I wanted to see it. Didn't want to. I don't know. I guess take critics, at face value. I wanted to see for myself if it was uh, worthwhile watch. Uh, Good evening, Michael. Welcome in. Double Bink, you said you don't agree with me, but you respect my opinion. Thank you. Appreciate that. At least you gave it a shot. Some movie reviewers are too biased these days and won't even watch certain movies. I don't know who you're talking about, Bacon. I don't know. Don't know. Paulin, no, you didn't miss the Superman review. Um, like I said, I think it was an all around okay movie. It wasn't. It had that like Justice or not Justice Guardians of the Galaxy type of feel, or Suicide Squad. It was more of a team type movie. Hell, I would even say it felt more like a team movie than even the Justice League did. Um, but it was it wasn't bad. It just, like I said, it didn't feel like Superman, but at the same time, it had that Superman presence. Just not a. I don't know. It's hard. I guess I'm having a hard time explaining it, but it's it wasn't. It definitely was no Man of Steel or even Superman like Christopher Reeve's Superman. Or I mean, I would even say uh, Smallville felt more like Superman than this movie did. Um, and that had no Superman up until the end. And I think you all or saw him in the blue suit for all of 5 seconds. Um, what else? Dean Cain, I think, was a better Superman. Or had the I guess the TV show it felt more like Superman than this movie did. Um, but I wouldn't say I had a bad experience watching Superman or the movie. Um, there was good points and bad points of the movie. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to go see it, but um, is it worth $13 or $15, whatever it is, for a standard price ticket? I go see it on Tuesday nights when it's discounted. That's why it took me so long to actually go see it, because those discounted nights have always been full, whereas any other night of the week it hasn't been full. Um, I think what was it? I saw the day of um, on I think a Wednesday night there was like 3 or 4 seats sold in the theater, and the night before on discount night, um, it was packed and couldn't find a seat. So people are definitely going to see it. Well, at least the theater I would go to, people go see it on the discount nights. I do recommend waiting to see it in on the streaming or a platform, or even if you get like a rental, or even maybe even pick it up for a decent price. It might be worth it, but um, I wouldn't pay for full price for the disc, outside of maybe having it as part of a collection. But meh, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best superhero movie I've ever seen. Let's see. I left off on Pollen. Um, Michael says that Rowdy Rat, the Batman, felt cobbled together in editing, but it gets a free pass. It was one of those movies chopped up due to COVID era production. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's fair. Um, but all in all, I still didn't even see Batman as a horrible movie. It wasn't, like I said before, it didn't have that Batman feel, the movie. It felt more like a Gotham story, like the TV show, than a Batman movie. Um, but it wasn't bad. I would almost watch it again. It wasn't bad. And I did actually see that one in theaters. I went to see that in theaters. Um, let's see. Paulin says, "A feminine immigrant, my worst nightmare." It really did. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than, um, uh, Superman felt like the weight of being Superman was too much. If that, if I'm bringing that across properly, he just had that, like, everybody's out to get him kind of attitude, or um, frame of mind. Um, of course, I mean, it starts you off like in the middle of a story, basically, um, and then kind of puts all those elements together throughout the movie. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it felt like everything was on top of him, and they explored the other superheroes in the movie, um, a bit more than you normally would in a standalone character movie. Siskel and Ebert were the best critics. I miss them. It's been a minute since they've been around. Debbie says War of the Worlds 2025 with Ice Cube was awful. You know, I didn't see it. I did not see it. I like the one with Tom Cruise. That one was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That one was actually pretty good. I was expecting it to be horrible when it came out. It was something that was based off of a radio show back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that. But the movie itself, it wasn't all that bad. Rowdy Rat, have you ever seen a movie that you didn't think you'd like, but you did? Hey, there you go. War of the Worlds was one of them. I've actually, so there was a movie that got really poor reviews. I was working at a movie theater at the time, so I got to see it. It was part of being an employee there, but even though it got really poor reviews, I liked it. I thought it wasn't a bad movie. It was pretty drawn out in certain areas and kind of dry in others, but Waterworld is what I'm talking about. It wasn't a bad movie, so I don't understand why people gave it poor reviews, but it is what it is, right? As far as other movies that I didn't think I'd like, not really. I mean, most of the time, I guess if I'm going to see a movie, I'm hoping to like it. It'd be more like the other way around. That or like, there you go. I mean, that's one, I guess. And I didn't particularly like it until I waited, or I saw it on or at home. Was Moulin Rouge. It was when I went to see it at the theater. I couldn't sit through the first 30 minutes of the movie, and I got up and watched or went and saw something else. But when I saw it for the first time completely was at home, and it wasn't a bad movie. I thought it was actually pretty decent. Let's see. Have you ever seen? Oh wait, read that one. What's up, John? Welcome in. And yes, I did see Superman, John. Um, where's Jack? Jack is busy filming something, so he had to pass tonight. Um, but like I said, we should be available on Saturday for F as in Frank. So we'll be doing that then. Let's see. John, you said, Jimmy, I'm curious about your response to the Michael Caine post that no child should go hungry. That, or what children do you think deserve to go hungry? I wouldn't say children deserve to go hungry, but I think in certain situations, it's certain people's responsibility to make sure those children don't go hungry. It's not the world's place to make sure nobody goes hungry, because then if you, how's that saying go? Um, if you try to help everyone, you help no one, or you hurt yourself in the process of lifting somebody else up, kind of idea. So you do what you can within the means you can without sacrificing yourself in the process. And personally, I say we need to help people here at home before we start going abroad. Let's see. This, Michael says John Cat busy with his beans. Oh, talking about Jack. Can't wait for Dean Cain. Oh yeah, there you go, Rowdy. That's some news today. Speaking of Superman, Dean Cain decided to join ICE. I didn't see the whole thing. I just kind of saw the headline. I had friends share it, and I read a little bit about it, and I guess he's already like a volunteer cop or something like that. And I think there's something else he does, like with the public, but um, he's excited to get started with ICE, so that's kind of cool. Um, we'll have Superman as part of ICE. Let's see. Oh wow, that's nice. The chat just jumped. Bear with me, guys. Okay, here we go. Rowdy, any relation to Dean Cain? Oh. Rowdy, or Michael Caine says, I didn't like Zardoz the first time I saw it. Watched it again about 10 years later, and I think it's a great commentary on masculinity. Zardoz? Never heard of that. Never heard of that. 1974 film? Oh, it's Sean Connery. What is that? Like a Tarzan type of movie? Interesting. I mean, it doesn't get very good ratings, Michael. It says 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 49% Rotten Tomatoes. It's available on Prime. So if anybody has Prime, you'll be able to go over there and check it out. Let's see. Paulin says that it's insane that people want to save money. Jews? Why is it insane that Jews want to save money? What do you mean? Elaborate, Paulin. Zardoz is very straight. Should call into the stream. That'd be kind of cool. Did you change your PFP? The thumbnail looks like a bell end. It's hard to tell what it looks like, to be honest, Michael. Pollen. Pathetic wimpy. Ass lib ass little boy ass. What the hell? Oh, you're talking about Pollen's. I can't tell what Pollen's. A bell end. Yeah, I can't tell. I can't see it. It's too small on my screen, I guess. Oh, because you had that one That one image. I remember that. Oh, you're talking about Superman. Okay. Yeah, he was pretty. He wasn't Superman, mind you. I mean, oh God, how do you say it? Or how do I say it without ruining the movie? Um, so it wasn't like he wasn't the Man of Steel, but at the same time, it wasn't like he was either. Um, like I think there was instances where he or certain things that hit him didn't phase him. Um, like from the crowd or anything like that, it didn't phase him. At least not physically. Um, it seemed to like show his like emotional torment. Um, but uh, then when you he got into fights with say um, different enemies in the movie, not saying because there's more enemies than just Lex Luthor. Hopefully that doesn't spoil it for anybody, but um, in the movie there's certain different things he fights, and it doesn't hurt him, but um, his strength doesn't overcome everything. Um, like you would see like Henry Cavill had, or well, I don't even think Christopher Reeves really uh, it affected him very much unless he was fighting, say, certain characters, um, like Zod, right? General Zod. Um, and then Henry Cavill even had that problem with General Zod, right? Or Doomsday. But like when he went up against, say, Batman, um, the only way Batman had any or stood any chance was when he used the kryptonite as a gas and was able to bring him to human levels, right? Or human weakness. Then he was able to get a hit in. But then when that faded away, I mean, that was really cool scene in my opinion. You see the gas start fading away and just like, ugh. Now it's like hitting steel, you know? That was cool. I like how they portrayed that. But in this movie, it wasn't anything like that, you know? Um, like, almost like, okay, for example, this didn't happen in the movie, but just say hypothetical. Daily Planet ball falls um, off, the Daily Planet, um, or the globe that's on the top of the Daily Planet tower. It falls. Superman catches it, but he can't, like, just hold the suspension or suspend it without, you know, dropping himself um, from the impact of, trying to catch it. Um, and say, for example, it he couldn't hold it enough to be able to not push him down into the ground, but it didn't hurt him. But it still was enough to test his limits. If I'm making sense. Uh, Jimmy, your favorite movie is probably Norbit. No, actually, I don't even think I saw Norbit, to be honest. Gatsby missing again. Yes, Gatsby has other priorities with children, I guess. Rowdy Rat was Brian Wilson's favorite movie. Was that or asking Rowdy Rat? That was Brian Wilson's favorite movie. Interesting. Okay. Um, you would like Waterworld? Yes. Yes, it was a good movie. I like the storyline. I like the plot. I like. Um, there was some pretty decent action scenes. It was kind of like Waterworld was kind of like like a post-apocalyptic type scenario, right? Where the water or the ice caps melted and covered the planet in water, right? Or like I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West. The machines took over the planet and wiped everything out, all vegetation, and then one of the machines uh, was created to, or one of the computer systems or AI was created to revitalize or terraform Earth to bring humans back, right? So post-apocalyptic. It's those kinds of stories that I find fascinating. So yes, that's probably why I thought Waterworld was pretty good, because I do find fascination in that. Um, Really sci-fi thriller, I guess, with some action involved. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Uh, that was the last movie he saw and his favorite. Wait, what, Rowdy? I watched Popstar Never Stop, or Never Stopping recently and thought it was a decent dumb movie. Popstar? I'm not sure. I may have heard of it, but I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell at the moment. Filming something, lol. What's up, Sumo? Welcome in. Welcome in. Um, Wait, what? Hold on. I think the chat skipped again because I missed something. Okay, here we go. Watch children deserve to be. Which children deserve? Pollen. Again, like I said, I'm not saying that any children deserve to be hungry, but it's not everybody's responsibility to make sure they're not. I think you need to focus on what's going on at home, in your area, even. I'd even go that far, people around your own town, your own city, your own county, your own state, your own country, and so forth and so forth, before you worry about the ones further up the list. You worry about the ones at the bottom of the list. Or it depends on how you look at it. If you say the first one's at the top of the list is your town, then your city, or second on the list, then your county, your state, whatever, as you're going down, I guess, then the top of the list should be your town. And then worry about the people at the bottom of the list last. That's just the way I see it. Hierarchy. And everybody should be doing that for themselves as well. It's not just like, say, for example, just hypothetical. Say Tennessee. Jack is in Tennessee, right? And he's near Nashville. So if you say people in Nashville should worry about the people in Nashville, people in, say, Memphis should worry about people in Memphis, people in Knoxville should worry about people in Knoxville, people in Chattanooga should worry about people in Chattanooga, and then collectively you can be like, hey, all our people are taken care of. What can we do to help others? Okay, well, now you look state or statewide or whatever, right? Or countywide, and then help those people. If that's all or good to go, then you branch out. You go to the next. Say, hey, who else needs help in the state of Tennessee? We'll help. And then you work your way up. And then if, say, for example, I'm from California. So if Los Angeles worries about people in Los Angeles, Orange County, people worry about people in Orange County. San Diego, people worry about people in San Diego. Sacramento, San Francisco, San Jose, Fresno, Riverside, San Bernardino, all these different places. They worry about their own individual places, and then they come together and worry about each other. And then, if the state or that area is in good standing and they don't have people going hungry, people don't have, or people have homes or have a place to sleep, then you can kind of worry or start helping pitch in with other people. And um, like I said, all hypothetical, right? Or just an example. If California is all good to go, don't have anything to worry about, again, completely hypothetical because we know that's not going to happen in California. But um, if people in California were all good to go and Tennessee needed help, then California can send help over to Tennessee. But you stay within the country. You know what I'm saying? You worry about the people around you first. Then you work your way up to help others in need. You don't worry about everybody else and then come back and help the ones that are right there, or, your neighbor that needs help, or person that's sitting on or living on the under the underpass or overpass. You know, you don't worry about other people until those people have their needs met. At least that's the way I look at it. That's my personal opinion. Maybe unpopular opinion, but I'm happy to help feed all the kids of the world. It's not their fault they were born and can't feed themselves. And it's not my fault they were born and can't feed themselves. Why is it my fault? Why is it our fault? Who said it was our fault that they can't, civilize? You know? I hate to break it to you, but every country, every civilization started from somewhere, and some just happened to, make things work to be or become better. So they should, because they became better, and they are fighting to make their own lives even better than what they have it. And I wouldn't even say the U.S. is really all that great right now, as it is. We've got many different problems that we have to resolve. Um, but while we're struggling, while we're trying to tread water, we're going to try to pull somebody else that's drowning. That doesn't make any sense. That's just my perspective, the way I look at things. John, the post wasn't political. It just said to feed hungry kids. Well, that's why I said, when I replied, I said depends. And I wanted more clarification on what the person, or what was being referred to. Debbie says, if I had a party, I'd invite some, or Sumo Boy. You'd light up the room. Uh-oh. Thanks, Debbie. Jack and Tammy are at Burger King one last time before Alibi Scalfani comes. It's a baby moon. It's a baby moon? Is that what you're... Why do you say that? It's only the 7th. From what I understand, it's the baby's not due for, what, 2-3 weeks? It's at the end of August. And he told me he was filming, so. Paulin says that's incredibly cringe. What's incredibly cringe? Keep in mind, I'm reading your things a little bit delayed, so you gotta be a little bit more specific in your comments and replies. Let's see. Let's see. Young Sheldon Scalfani. I thought it's... Or John Cat, I thought it's Doorknob. Doorknob Scalfani. I'm betting the name is Alibi. Are you trying to say alibi, John? Barack Obama Scalfani. Alibi Fortnite Scalfani. Michael says Zardos is about far future post-apocalypse. After World War III destroyed the world, a barbarian king stumbles upon a society of immortal elites that have been alive since the war. Oh, very cool. I definitely have to watch that. I mean, it looks like it was, what, back in the 70s, though? Right? 1974? So it's definitely gonna be a dated movie. That's almost like a timepiece. Um, but I'll check it out. It's on Prime. I have Prime, so I'll check it out. Jafar Scafani. Zardos is the god that the barbarians worship. It's a giant flying statue head that pukes guns and bullets out for them to have. Oh, that's funny. Uh, Double bacon. I like the you like the sound of Jafar Scafani. The only superhero I recognize is Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can understand that, Bacon. Debbie says Jimmy's a deep thinker. Um, yeah, yeah, I'll have to agree with that. I try to formulate my words appropriately. Try not to uh, just spit words out just because. I try to make sense. Um, I don't know. I guess my mind doesn't stop. Um, that's part of the reason why, like at night, I fall asleep to movies. Um, that's why any recommendations, I'll probably throw something on it at night and watch. If it's something that captivates me, I'll watch it all the way through the end. If it doesn't, well, at least I'm already ready to bed or ready for bed. I'll fall asleep. So, um, but yeah, um, the movies and stuff like that keep my mind focused on something outside of what my mind would normally think about. So, yeah, I guess that's a good sign for what you're talking about, Debbie. Michael Caine says double bacon, my lord, is tougher than nails. Aside from the ones that went through his palm or his feet, uh, he was holding back the whole BVS fight with, or he literally says if he wanted to fight, it would be over already. Oh, Batman versus Superman. He was holding back the whole Batman versus Superman fight. He literally says if he wanted to fight, it would be over already. Yes, yes, he did. However, well, I'm sure you're about ready to say it in the next comment. The kryptonite gas was the first time Snyder Superman was ever exposed to it. Exactly. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That's very true. It's something that he hadn't been accustomed to. So when he got exposed to it, it's something that he had, like, kind of like he tells Zod, he takes Zod's mask off or beats his or breaks his mask, so he has to pull the mask off, and Zod, all those senses just are in like overload, right? And Kal-El or Superman is like, well, my mother or my parents trained me to hone my senses, to uh, refine them, so they weren't like what Zod was going through, being overwhelming. So the kryptonite mist was something he wasn't used to, kind of like Zod, you know. Um, so he wasn't able to refine that sense or that feeling. So I don't know. That there's a point to be made there for sure. Um, but that's exactly true, though. He did tell Batman that the only reason this fight isn't over is because I don't want it to be, or he didn't want to fight, basically. If Superman had tried to kiss me, I'd have given in. You're weird, Sumo. Uh, John says, me too. I know us and Jimmy can't resist it. You guys are weird. At Sumo Boy, even if you didn't want to, Superman can make you. That's true. That is true. Paulin says Trump is a perfect president then. I wouldn't say he's perfect. Again, you can't, don't put those words in my mouth. I'm not saying that Trump is perfect. He's human too. He's making mistakes. There's certain things that he's doing that I don't approve of. There's certain things that I wish he would do more um, to accomplish. Um, like I'm not completely satisfied with Epstein files. I'm not completely satisfied with I don't know if I should get into that. Um, yeah, I'll leave that alone for at the moment. Um, Certain rights that I don't think should be rights. I'll put it that way. Um, I think it's neglecting others' rights by giving certain people rights. What else? And he's kind of gone lenient on some or things like that, or kind of bargained, I guess. Like, okay, uh, we'll come to a compromise. I guess is the best way to say it. Or is there what I'm actually trying to say is he compromises on certain things that I don't think he should compromise on. Um, there's certain things I wish he would pay more attention to that he hasn't. So I'm not saying Trump is perfect, but the alternative, come on now. This would be a third world country by now. If not, definitely on its well on its way to become a third world country. If we had the inverse, I mean, look at what they're trying to do in Texas, or um, well, yes, in Texas. All the Democrats leaving Texas and going to places like Illinois and California and New York. There's another state that they went to too. I don't remember which one it was. But they're fleeing all these different, or fleeing Texas to all these different states to avoid prosecution, to avoid voting on something, to redistrict those, or to redo the district lines, or rebuild the districts. Mostly because I think like Jasmine Crockett won't have a seat if they redraw these lines. So, which I'm okay with that, because I think she's a fraud, and definitely a poor example of black people in this society. I think that she is a poor representation for that community. Um, what else? But them trying to blame Republicans for um, trying to destroy democracy by redrawing the lines, which is absolutely untrue. Um, the Democrats want to maintain a majority seats like they do in Illinois. Like I was watching Tim Pool, and uh, Illinois has 17 seats, and the Republicans only have 3 of those 17 seats. So that means Democrats have 14 of the 17 seats. So that's why it's blue. And that's all because of the way they drew the lines to favor Democrats, which I understand. I mean, that's the common term gerrymandering, right? And I understand the term. I want to look more into it, but I understand what gerrymandering, the purpose of it is for. And I think it's very easy to manipulate or to weaponize, in a sense, gerrymandering. And I don't even think I don't know if it's even completely legal in all aspects, but um, even if it is legal, what they're doing with it, I don't believe is keeping the people's voice, or keeping the people in control of the government instead of these politicians. And that's what Democrats are trying to fight for, is to keep or politicians in control and not the people. Uh, oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I misread your comments. Trump is a perfect president then? He is putting America first. He cares about the little guy. You would kiss him? You're funny. Okay, so yes, I did misread what you're saying. But again, I still stand by what I said. That I'm not saying Trump is perfect. But again, I think he is a good president. He's what we need, what this country needs. I think he can do more. I think he's doing a great job in certain areas. I think he's doing poor in others. But I'd still give him, he's leaning more on the side of what we need than the side of what he's not getting done. You know what I'm saying? Why do American taxpayers fund foreign aid to ungrateful nations when there are still homeless American citizens, including veterans and kids? Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, Michael. And that's what I'm talking about with Pauline's comment about hungry children. Kids here, veterans here, homeless here. Now, mind you, some homeless people I think want to be homeless. And I do think that certain people don't want help. That is very possible. I see that being a part of reality as well, that some people just don't want the help. But when there's people that do want the help and they can't get the help, those are the people I think we should concentrate on first. We shouldn't be concentrating or spending billions of dollars in another country when even a portion of what we sent overseas to other countries, ungrateful countries, even a portion of that money would make a drastic difference in this country. And we're sending it all over there to help them instead of our people. It should be the other way around, And that's why I support tariffs, because I think they should be paying us for our products and not not us paying them for all their garbage products. Jimmy, look up the Sam Kinison bit about world hunger. Sam Kinison. Okay, we'll see if this plays over the or over the microphone. And hopefully it doesn't copyright me. I doubt it will, but it's not. Wow, haven't seen him in a while. Make sure this is unmute. Trap. All right, here we go. Rodney Dangerfield. This was in 1985, huh, Michael? God, I can't believe 1985 was 40 years ago. My God.
Trying to just do whatever I can for people. Like the World Hunger thing, USA for Africa. Isn't that great? You guys hear the song? Nice song, isn't it? Beautiful. I'm like anybody else on the planet. I'm very moved by World Hunger. I see the same commercials. Those little kids started, and I'm very impressed. And, I watch these things on TV, and I see those commercials, and I look at it and I go, God, how cruel, To see a little kid out there, I know the film crew could give this kid a sandwich.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. See, and that's another thing. It's not brought up enough. That's definitely something that's not brought up enough. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but.
I'm not trying to make fun of one. I think I have the answer. I spend a lot of time working it out. And if you want to stop world hunger, stop sending them food. Don't send these people another buying folks. You want to send them something, you want to help, send them U-Hauls. Send them U-Hauls, some luggage, send them a guy out there that goes, hey, we've been driving out here every day with your food, like the last 34 years. And we were driving out here every day across the desert, and it occurred to us there would be world hunger if you people would live where the food is.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but yeah, that's exactly it. You know, if you keep giving somebody, it's like that whole idea that you can give somebody a fish and they'll eat for a day, or you can teach them how to fish and they'll eat for a lifetime, right? If we keep giving them food, just giving them food, giving them, or even giving them anything, why would they try to do it for themselves? They'll keep keeping their hands out, saying, "Hey, give me more, give me more." You got to make them do it for themselves, or show them how to do it. Uh, Dang it, dang it, dang it. I wish this chat would, or YouTube would stop jumping the chat. Because then I spend more time looking for where I got left off at. Okay, here it is. It's a lot of work to provide full context on comments when you get them 20 minutes. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep up with you guys. First time Trump is now saying the Epstein files are BS. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I think we all are aware of that. Yeah, Batman tells him, breathe it in. That's fear. That's not fear. Exploiting a weakness is not fear. Save it for F as in Frank. We debated human rights today. Gerrymandering is what they call it. Yes. He's holding his tongue, unfortunately, but yes, we would be a third world country right this second if Kamala won. Yes, yes, we would. Kamala would have put gamers back in the chains, or back in chains. I think it wouldn't just be gamers back in chains. Can you explain gerrymandering to me? Kamala arrested people for weed. Yes, she did. Rowdy says, Jimmy? What? What, Rowdy? I'm trying to catch up. Let me catch up. Kamala was a weak puppet. How Netanyahu treated her at the White House visit, humiliating her. Yeah, he did. I want to learn about the tariffs, too. Bibi and his wife brought loads of dirty laundry to make their White House staff clean it for them. I wouldn't doubt that. Homeless people want to be homeless. Brandon, yes, there are some people that do. I saw a video of a guy that somebody in his neighborhood was given the opportunity, had shelter, had a house, or provided a place to live, and they still slept on the street. Even though they had a place to live, they still slept on the street. And it was somebody in his neighborhood. So, does it happen? Yes. There are some people that you can try helping them. It's kind of like somebody that does drugs. You can tell them, hey, stop. Hey, stop. You know? And they're not going to because they don't want to. You know? So, does that exist? You'd be naive to think it doesn't exist. That everybody wants help. No, not everybody wants help. For whatever reason, maybe it's pride, maybe it's, just don't want to accept it, that they need it. Who knows? I'm worried that if Trump will come after gamers once the illegals are gone. I doubt it. Sumo Boy, am I next? Yes, why aren't Palestinians saying thank you? They should be paying us. We don't know the whole context of what's going on in Palestine, Paulin. We have to learn everything that's going on. Just hearing the cover stories or the headlines and stuff like that is not gonna tell us what's actually happening. We have to learn everything that's going on. Brandon says, I missed when we were talking about Superman. We pay the tariffs, Jimmy. Rowdy, you said we pay the tariffs. How do I say it? So yes, theoretically, yes, we pay the tariffs, because it's a tax on products coming into the country. Um, so, say hypothetically, Walmart, they get all their crap from China, right? So everything that comes from China comes into the through a port, right? A shipping port. When it gets here, there's a tax put on it for it to be able to come in. And yes, Walmart will have to pay that tax. But it also affects the price of the products that come in. Because, say, for example, if, say, a TV, okay, hypothetically, I'm just throwing numbers out there to kind of put an image together. That's it. You got a $100 TV, which is really cheap, but again, just for argument's sake, we're not going to digress on that. But a $100 TV, and Walmart says, okay, I'll buy the $100 TV and I'll sell it for $500. So China sells it to us for $100. Now there's a tariff on there. Say it's a 200% tariff. So that means that $100 TV now becomes a $200 TV. So Walmart says, well, okay, now we got to spend $200 on that same $100 TV. So we're not going to eat it out of our costs. So they'll either raise the price of the TV to $600 to eat that extra $100, which probably would happen, right? But when you do that, are you going to buy as many products when you do that? Are you going to buy 100 TVs now that the price has gone up? No, you probably buy 50 because you're not going to get as many sold that way, right? So who does it affect? It affects China, because now they're only selling us 50 TVs, or selling Walmart 50 TVs instead of 100 TVs because of that tariff. So does it charge the tariff to Walmart? Theoretically, yes. But it's also charging China for bringing it in. Now, if that same TV was built here, it avoids that tariff altogether. So now that $100 TV can still be sold at $500 and still make the normal sales just like they were. And now, if it's being built here, you think they're going to still go buy that $200 TV because of when they can get it for $100 because it's made here? No, they're going to go with the cheapest price. And China's going to be like, well, wait, you're not buying ours. So they have to reduce their price to meet the demand, right? So now a 200% tariff, well, we got to reduce our price from $100 down to $50 just to make it a $100 TV, so they'll still buy ours instead of having them built in the U.S. Therefore, who does it affect? It affects China. It doesn't affect us. All it does is stimulate growth here in our country. That's what tariffs do. Reminds me of Fridays. All right, so Michael says, Jimmy, we are paying the tariffs. Yes, but like I just said, I mean, granted, the messages are a little bit old, but I did explain how this will affect China in the long run. Brandon reminds me of Rowdy's voice. Brandon, that's just how Rowdy speaks. Paulin says, yeah, tariffs are really complicated. I'm waiting for Jimmy to explain to me rather than listening to Okay, I'm not going to say that. Brandon, he's from the North Pole. They all sound like that. See, it just jumped again. I really got to catch up. But when I go into explanations, or I go into talking about a topic because of somebody's message or comment. It's going to take a second to voice my opinion and voice my thoughts. And y'all still keep talking. So I have to catch up. That's what it sounded like. It's billions of dollars. Okay, Bacon says it's billions of dollars of tariffs, guys. We're making so much money. Yes, we are making a lot of money. We're making billions of dollars in our tariffs. So it is actually helping us. I mean, people don't want to believe it because they think our prices are going to go up, that the Democrats are right, that it's going to ruin the economy. No. You know what? This has already been done before. I believe, who was it? Which president was it? I will look it up. Which president used tariffs most? McKinley used tariffs. After 450 amendments, the Tariff Act of 1890 was passed and increased average duties across all imports from 38% to 49.5%. McKinley was known as the Napoleon of protection, and rates were raised on some goods and lowered on others, always in an attempt to protect American manufacturing interests. Exactly what Trump is trying to do. He's trying to protect American manufacturing. Do you want to buy cars from another country that's, I mean, look at cars today. I mean, cars way back in the 60s and 70s didn't fall apart as easily as they do today. I know, I'm in the industry. And the price of getting these parts from other countries are much, much more expensive. Or if there's something that's made here, you can get it far cheaper. I mean, this is the nature of automobiles, right? I know, because like I said, I've been doing in the car industry for, 10 to 15 years, somewhere between there. So I have an idea of what's going on. Rowdy, it's true you sounded like that, and you sounded very cool and dignified. Brandon, is Jimmy doing video reactions now? I think that would be fun. I do want to do video reactions. I actually do have a video reaction that's not on this channel or on YouTube, but it is in on Rumble. But I got a lot of freaking like test videos on Rumble. So make sure what you're watching is roughly 30 45 minutes, an hour long, something like that. But there's one I had Michael Knowles. I was reacting to something Michael Knowles had said, and there was a video on there outside of that I think Michael Knowles was referencing, and on YouTube I got flagged for it, and they censored the part with Michael Knowles in it. So and to be on the safe side, I just removed it from my my videos, my video catalog. But on Rumble, they allow more free speech and less copyright and all that. So it's still up over there, as far as I know. I haven't checked in, a couple months. So you can check it out over there if you're interested. So yeah, but otherwise, yes, I want to do some more reaction videos. It's just trying to get around the whole copyright issue. Let's see, Jimmy, let's watch some videos. We can watch a breakdown of Henry Cavill's workout routine. That would actually be cool. I would not mind watching a workout routine to understand how he got in shape. That'd be kind of cool. Be able to implement that in my daily routine would be kind of cool. You should have Jack be. This shows young Jamie. Are you talking about like Joe Rogan? Rowdy Rat, Pepper Chew Archive is good freak show. Love Pepper Chew. Why not keep YouTube live chat open in the web browser on a separate screen or something? Why not keep a YouTube live chat open in the web browser on a separate screen or something? Honestly, I wish I could. I wish I could. I need to get more monitors so I can make that happen. I could also use the phone to do that too. Rowdy Rowdy has a great taste in music. I don't know what. Pamper Chew, I guess. That sounds good. Can we watch Epic Mealtime or Annoying Orange? I like Epic Mealtime. Bacon is freaking awesome. Tariff lesson finally. Apple going back to American made is not or net positive. Yes. Apple going back to being American made is going to be a positive for us. Let's see. Walmart pays the tariff and passes the lack of savings on to us. Exactly. I did mention that. Jimmy Stream Norbit. Let's all watch it together. Like I said, it's copyright, guy. I can't. Congratulations to Walmart for importing Chinese crap. Exactly. John Cat, no, I want Kung Pao. Enter the Fist. You're in good taste, Michael. Thursday night movie night. See, that'd be cool if I could. I gotta figure out how to do that and not get in trouble for it. Because I know there's some YouTube streamers that do live reaction or reaction videos, or what's it? They watch the stream or the. I don't know if they actually play it on screen though. I think you have to be watching it together. Like, for example, I'll have it playing on my side where I can hear it, and you guys play it on your side where you can hear it, and then we just watch it at the same time, kind of thing. But other than that, I don't know how else you can do that without, going into copyright infringement. Rowdy says, no, they just raise prices. They sell less and we pay more for the same thing. I explained that. That was part of my my example. Damn, now the Cooking with Jack merch will be 50% more expensive due to tariffs. No, actually, Bacon, no. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jack uses a distributor that produces things here in the U.S. that's American made. If I remember correctly, I mean, we'll have to ask Jack just to make sure, but if I remember what he was telling me, that everything's American made on his store or shop or whatever you want to call it. Oh, so we just need to buy American made TVs. I see. Which brand should I get? I don't know. Look and see which ones are American made. Which probably aren't very many right now, which is why we need to bring them back. Cost to make in America is too much. Tariffs aren't anywhere close to making it even. Okay, so yes. So if you make something here in America, it might cost more to make. So it might increase prices here. Especially since labor costs more to produce that stuff here. But that's because they exploit labor over there. So anybody that says that they want cheaper products, in my opinion, my perspective, I believe support slave labor. And if we're all against slave labor, why are we okay with cheaper products? Let's see. Yes, Zenith was based. I believe was made here. There we go. Costuming. Okay, Paul and Zenith was based. Yep. To make a TV, you need to import most of the parts, anyways. Yeah. I mean, not everything. And are you trying to? I mean, is that saying that Americans are stupid that don't know how to make TVs? I mean, we got guys that freaking build their own computers here, and you don't think we can make our own TVs? I mean, come on, come on. It's just laziness. It's not about whether we know how to or whether we're able to. It's just being lazy and don't want to, which is stupid because it would provide jobs for people that could. Do some research outside of Tim Pool. I do research outside of Tim Pool. I don't watch just Tim Pool. Again, even watching Tim Pool, I'm not watching just Tim Pool. I'm watching. Give me a second to think of names. Oh my God, why is his name not coming to me? Oh my God, his name's not coming to me. He's the lead singer of All That Remains. Phil Labonte. That's it. He's on there, right? You have every once in a while you have Brett. You have Tate, the producer, was on there last night. There's guests that they have on there all the time, and not everybody that he has on the show agrees with Tim Pool, and a lot of people that he has on there does Tim Pool agree with. So it's getting a mixed salad, for example, I guess, for lack of better terms, of a variety of different people and what their opinions are. So you're not just getting news from one person like Tim Pool. You're getting news from this person or that person. He just brings something up that's not even from him, like personally. It's just him doing the research or looking it up himself, and it's available for all of us to look up. And he tells us where he finds this stuff from, or the sources that he gets it from, like Post Millennial or what are some other ones that he pulls from? Daily Mail. God, there's other ones, but he gets them from different online sources that we all can go to. So it's not just news from Tim Pool; it's news from different sources that he gets, as well as guests that he gets, as well as co-hosts that he gets that don't always share his point of view. Just like I don't always share Tim Pool's point of view. There was I think either today or yesterday, I was watching a video. He was talking about things, and I was just like, no, sorry, Tim, don't agree. Nope, don't agree. So I don't always agree with everything that they talk or he talks about. I have my own personal opinions or my own personal perspectives, my own thoughts, and I try to incorporate the way I think or see things with what headlines are out there to form my own opinion. And sometimes they align with, or I would say a good amount of times they align with what Tim Pool is saying, but not all the time. Kind of like Candace Owens, even though I'd say more often than not it doesn't align with what she says, but a lot of times, or I wouldn't even say a lot, there are times where I do agree with what Candace Owens says. Tucker Carlson is another one, right? Or Joe Rogan. Even things that Joe Rogan has said I don't agree with, but a lot of what Joe Rogan has said, or thoughts or opinions that he's had, I do agree with. So I just don't watch him all the time, because it's typically just him and one guest. So I don't know, it's just not as newsworthy to me as, say, somebody like Tim Pool, where I get to hear the headlines, I get to hear other people's opinions, not just Tim Pool's. Whereas like Joe Rogan, you hear just Tim or Joe Rogan's and that one guest. Why have tariffs never worked? Bacon tariffs have not never worked. Like I said, McKinley, the tariffs worked for him, and they are working for Trump right now. He's already made here. I'll even look it up. I'll even look it up for you. How much has tariffs generated? Tariffs have currently generated $150 billion in revenue so far in just 2025 alone. And what, he got in January? So it's only been 7 months, just over half a year, and it's already brought in $150 billion? And you're saying that tariffs never worked? Here, how much does income tax bring in? Just out of curiosity. Oh, really? Really? Corporate income taxes generated an additional $530 billion in 2024. Federal revenue gets in the $1 trillion. Combined individual and corporate income taxes projected to contribute $2.5 trillion, or 61% of total revenue in 2025. So, let's see, states also collect income taxes. Okay, so federal government collected about $2.4 trillion in individual income taxes, which are accounted for about 49% of total revenue. So $2.4 trillion, okay, that's quite a bit more than $150 billion. I give it that. But in 7 months, we've already accumulated $150 billion. So you're looking roughly about $300 billion. And that's if it doesn't grow from there, like the rate doesn't grow from there, which usually it does. You know, if you look at the chart of how much it takes in, that spike keeps going more and more. So it's probably going to be $300+ billion, right? So yes, it's not anywhere near, like probably 10% of the, well, I'd say 15% of what income tax does. But what does that also do? If you got more money coming in from tariffs, you don't have to charge as much in income tax every year. So guess who's going to save? Those people paying income tax. I mean, unless you guys like to pay more in income tax, I prefer not to. I'd much rather get tariffs. If it stimulates growth at all, it's at the expense of consumers and the government benefits. I disagree. Roddy Rat, what's wrong with Tim Pool? He is well informed on all issues. I wouldn't even say like on every issue, but I mean, guy, come on, guys. Tim Pool, and I'm not even trying to praise Tim Pool, okay? He's got his problems just like every other person out there on the internet. Everybody else that lives here in the country, we all have our own problems. Yes, he's probably got less problems than, say, the average guy or average person in the country, but nonetheless, he's still human. But the guy works. I think he said, anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day, somewhere around there. like 6 days a week. So, I mean, the guy does a lot of work in research um, and broadcasting. So, I don't know. If I was trying to find, say, somebody that wanted to, or somebody that could fix my car, okay? We'll go back to cars. If I wanted somebody that was going to fix my car, do I want the person that only puts a couple hours a day each day working on cars, or do I want the person that's spending, an average of 14 hours a day working on cars? Obviously, I'm going to go to the guy that's working 14 hours a day working on cars. Why? Because he's got more experience. He's going to know what works and what doesn't work and how to do certain things that the person that only puts a couple hours in each day is going to do or going to know. You know what I'm saying? I think Tim Hall is pretty cute. Henry Cavill stimulates growth. Wow. Come on, Sumo. You're close in understanding tariffs, just a little off. But yes, coffee and electronics and parts and everything will eventually be made in America, I'm sure. Exactly. Eventually, everything will be made here, back the way it should be. And it'll level out the economy. Our dollar will go a lot further. I wonder what it would look like to see Henry Cavill. Actually, I think there is a movie where he's on a motorcycle. I couldn't tell you exactly what motorcycle or which movie, but I feel like I've seen him in a movie with him on a motorcycle. Trump only best interest in mind. No, that's not true. Trump doesn't have only his best interest in mind. He's putting in $1.5 billion ballroom at the White House, and that's out of his own pocket. That's not taxpayer money. That's his own money. Rowdy said Troutfeld didn't those tariffs from McKinley wreck the economy? No, actually, it was subsequent presidents that came after him. Satellite image show Israeli forces building up along Gaza border for a possible ground invasion right now. That's what I heard, actually, John. I heard that Israeli IDF or whoever wants to take Gaza. Which I started looking at the map, and I don't understand why Israel doesn't have Gaza. I mean, literally, you've got just south of Gaza on the Mediterranean. On the Mediterranean, Israel has the beach just below or just south of Israel, or Gaza, I mean. And then Israel has the beach north of Gaza, and then you've got that small city right there, like in the southernmost part of Israel, that's Gaza, and it's an independent city or whatever, right? Why isn't it part of Israel? It's like saying, for example, you have Texas, and then you put a small city in the middle of Texas and say that city is independently run outside of Texas. It makes no sense. Cheaper to make car parts with slave labor, homie. Well, that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. I totally agree. It is cheaper to make car parts with slave labor. Absolutely true. But I don't support slave labor. Sorry. Nick Fuentes is better than Tim Pool? Yeah. I can see where you're going with that. I don't watch enough Nick Fuentes to be able to give an accurate assessment of that, but from what I have seen of Nick Fuentes, he's got a lot of fair points. Again, Rowdy, I have to make sure these videos that I share are uh, capable of not being copyright stricken. Um, Epic Mealtime with Jimmy. Rowdy, we could do a call in again. Oh, you said you could do a call in again? Yeah. I should just skip through some of these freaking messages so I can catch up to you guys. Actually, I'm not that far behind. Jesus. Oh, wait. Maybe I was that far behind. Didn't feel like I was. Paulie said you don't think it's laziness? Cost of watching films. Wait, Sumo, you said if you made Star Wars today, it would cost a fortune to render even one frame of Jar Jar? I think with the growth of AI, that's going to be less and less of an issue. It's going to be a lot cheaper and easier to make some of these CGI characters. Actually, you know what? I should draw some of my freaking superhero characters I made back when I was a kid and see if AI can make it better. I didn't think about that till just now. Oh yeah, I guess I was pretty far behind. Am I gonna make merch? Eventually. I got to get programs in order, or software in order to make designs to be able to do that. Oh yeah, I guess I am a little bit farther behind. I don't know how I. Let's just watch a public domain movie. Demand double feature of Clifford and Kung Pao. Let's watch the 1935 movie Cappy Ricks Returns. It's public domain and everyone loves it. No copyright issue. Not Clifford the Big Red Dog, the 90s movie with Charles Grodin and as grouchy uncle, taking his 12-year-old nephew, played by Martin Short. 42 years old at the time? Are you serious? That's crazy. At least 2 mom podcast films. Okay, Jimmy, are you gonna make merch? I already said that. Easiest way for everybody is either Twitch risks strikes or SciTube, and SciTube feed it content on YouTube or in an archive. You know, I wonder if Rumble. I wonder if Rumble would be free to or easier to live stream videos or other content. Huh. We'll have to look into that. Brandon Purple, I want to take. You know what? I'm just going to catch up. Jimmy, I'm sending you Norbit on VHS and DVD. Oh, yeah? Debbie says, nice to see you working on your own show. Thank you. I appreciate that, Debbie. I think it would be cool to debate with Tim. I'm not gonna lie. I think it'd be awesome to debate with Tim Paulin. I think he would kick my ass and wipe the floor with me. But he's been doing this a whole lot longer than I have. John, I think I'd be at the level of Phil though. If you watch Tim, I think I'd be at the level of Phil. When I do Chinese impression, it's racist, but when Eddie Murphy does it, he gets awards and accolades. Exactly. Which Friday movie is my favorite? You know what? I haven't watched a whole lot of Fridays. I think I watched one, and that was years ago. I mean, probably a year or so after it came out. Not God, that was back in the '90s, if I'm not mistaken, right? Uh, what was that one that Eddie Murphy did with um, Daddy Daycare? That one was pretty good. That one was funny. Um, or on Flicks East, yada yada. And he played Richard Simmons so well that I didn't realize it was him until third or fourth watch. Are you serious? That's funny. Unfortunately, Martin Lawrence won for Big Mama's House 2, House Arrest over Eddie Murphy in Orbit 2. Really? I didn't know that. That's funny. The Academy's popularity contest. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they charged us 150 billion, and government is spending more than ever with the Big Beautiful Bill. It's also saving money with the Big Beautiful Bill. We're not spending as much in SNAP benefits and other things like U.S. aid. It's not going to pay down the debts. I think eventually it can pay down the debt. I think that's the goal. I mean, we're not even a year in yet. Give it time. $150 billion. Holy cow. I sure hope we have a check coming our way. I sure hope there isn't some big, beautiful bill that's going to balloon the deficit. Again, like I said, I think the deficit, or the big, beautiful bill, I haven't read all the way through it. I'm sure there's probably going to be things in it that I don't agree with. I have a feeling that some of the things I've heard that there are things I wouldn't agree with. But overall, I think I got faith that's gonna work out. That's why we voted for this administration, not just Trump, but everybody that came with the administration. And I think it's gonna be a net positive for our country overall. Uh, Paulin, I love when Jimmy talks to us like we're brain dead bums. I hope I don't come off that way. I'm just giving my opinion on something. Jimmy, you're energetic today. I'm trying to be. I don't want to bore anybody just sitting here talking about nothing and or looking at the screen. So I'm trying to keep up with conversation, and I'm trying to give my perspective on things, or my points of view, my opinions. Let's see. All the money Tim has, he is far beyond getting hair plugs. No, I don't think he cares, honestly, Rowdy. Because I think he's mentioned it sometime on one of his shows that he doesn't care. He's comfortable with the way he is. JDHS awareness. Adult onset Joe Dirt heads. Wow, funny. Stop. I'm going to be caught up with chat in 40 minutes. Actually, I'm almost caught up. I'm looking at the bar on the side, and I'm almost caught up. Of course, every time it skips, I've got to freaking find where I'm at. No, I'm just gonna skip. No, see, it doesn't look like I'm that far. Jimmy's gonna. Okay, it's gonna be really hard, if not impossible to make everything here a pipe dream. Maybe 50 minutes. $200 billion ballroom paid for by American tax. It's not paid for. The ballroom's not paid for by taxpayers. Trump's paying it out of pocket. I'm going to say it. I don't care much for Israel. Well, I don't either. To be fair, I don't really care much for Israel either. I don't care for Israel. I don't care for Palestine. I don't care for Hamas. I don't care for Iran. I don't care about the Middle East. I really don't. Let them do their own thing. Let them fight it out. I really don't care. Genocide? Oh, God. Pollen. I'm not going to go there. I'll let you believe what you want to believe in about genocide. Unofficial Fuentes clips keep going mega viral on TikTok. He would be bigger if not so deplatformed. I agree. It's kind of like Alex Jones. And now, mind you, I'm not a big Alex Jones guy. But Alex Jones does make some points when he finally gets a point across. That's understandable. But I think Nick Fuentes definitely has a better opportunity to bring well-formulated points. You use the N-word, Rowdy. Noob. Jimmy buy a drawing tablet and draw on stream. I have a drawing tablet. I just don't... Oh, well, okay. I don't have a digital drawing tablet, but I have a... I have tablets and... portfolios and stuff like that. You liked my giraffe drawing? That cheap little drawing on frickin' Jackbox? Like, see another David Schwimmer giraffe. You're funny. You guys are funny. That was the character David Schwimmer played, right? The giraffe? Am I wrong? In Madagascar? Am I wrong? Is Birth of a Nation public domain? I don't know. Or old Hitler speeches? I'm sure old Hitler speeches are definitely public domain. You'd probably get red flag for just having them on your thing, though. Sounds dramatic. I wonder how he got a golden arm. Yes, it is. At Rowdy. Okay, probably talking about Birth of a Nation. I'm not even sure what that is. It's probably something about frickin' Hitler, isn't it? Be a good one with Ernest Borgnine. We call it Literal Me and Theme Night for movies. Another great Cappy Ricks movie from the public domain is So No Copyright Issue would be Affairs of Cappy Ricks from 1937. Next Friday is the best Friday. Oh, okay. You're talking about the movie Next Friday is the best Friday, Jimmy? See, I don't even remember if I've seen it or not, Michael. I know I've seen at least one or two Friday movies. At bare minimum, at least one. But it's, gosh, it's been so many years. So many years. The big beautiful bill does not save us any money. It runs up the debt. Well, with things that he's cutting, it's going to save us money. I mean, would it not? If you made cuts to certain spending, would that not save money? Am I wrong? I mean, if I'm wrong, great. I'd be happy to say I'm wrong. I really need to to read about the big beautiful bill. To be honest, that's what I really need to do. There's only more time in a day. Once I can make this make money, I can sit here and do more research at home and make this a career rather than working this job that I hate going to make money. And I think I'd or be able to provide a whole lot for me, or a lot more for everybody here. But dreams, gotta have dreams to move up, right? Give me examples. The big beautiful bill increased our deficit by so much. Give me examples. You can't just make a statement and not have an example or something to back up your statement. The big booty cheeks bill. Did we talk about Superman tonight, or was that another night? John, yes, we did talk about Superman. Jesus, why does it jump? And I'm not that far behind. Jeez. John, that was earlier. Rowdy Random Pete will be the next Democrat presidential nominee. You think Pete Buttigieg would be the next Democrat nominee, Michael? Do you think so? Or are you talking about somebody else? A different Pete. John Cat, you'll have to wait until tomorrow or Saturday or Monday or Wednesday. For what? What are you talking about? See, now I gotta go back and see what you're referencing. Oh, it must be talking about the Superman thing. I wish he would add more streams. Add more streams? What are you talking about, John? Add more streams about what? I'm interested in how much you know about the big beautiful bill, but I'm sure you'll get to reading 1,700 pages or whatever. Believe me, if I could, I would love to read all 1,700 pages. I really would. I'm sure good 70% of it's freaking, legal? Legalese is how they call it, or what they call it. But I would be interested in knowing, you know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe we'll do that. I'll do a special stream or something, and we'll do so this whole thing that Jack is doing, I came up with the idea of Ask AI, right? And he's doing it with Grace. But I thought it would be cool to ask AI, because we all would do that in F as in Frank, and we'd sit there and talk about Jack asking AI, or asking Grace, or ChatGPT, or whoever at the time. I mean, throughout our time streaming, right? And I was like, that's a great idea or great concept for a show, is Ask AI, right? And I could even title it Ask AI, and I think that would be a great opportunity, right? Now, with that in mind, or with that concept, or that idea, we could even get into, because there's so much that AI can do. I think maybe started a stream or a series or something like that, saying Ask AI, and we can have AI give us the I don't want to say Cliff Notes version, but more detailed than that, of the big beautiful bill, so we can kind of understand what is in it, what is good for us, what is not good for us, something like that, where we can all learn together. I think that would be freaking awesome. See, like I said, I've got many different ideas of different streams or different series that I would love to run, but again, there's not much time in a day. So when I get this to be more of something that I can depend on for or job wise, I guess you could say, then I can definitely get into spending a whole lot more time doing a lot of these different series I want to do. Um, and that being one of them. And that's actually something that, we could actually do one night a week. I could even turn like this night into Ask AI, or Monday nights, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. If you're not in the Discord yet, throw me your opinion in the open discussion chat channel. I said that 13 minutes ago. Yeah, sorry, Sumo. I'm working on it. Israel's our greatest ally. Michael. Okay, the only benefit that I would say Israel has for the United States in the Middle East is that it's the closest thing to a democratic or republic style form of governance in that region. And instead of sending aggression over the oceans to us, or attacking us or directly, they've got something to focus on there in the Middle East. That is the only thing I can see beneficial for Israel, or for us, about Israel. Outside of that, I don't agree with Netanyahu. I don't agree with their society, the rules that they have, the freedoms that a lot of them have. Just from my understanding, I don't know a whole lot about it, so I can't say that everything's for certain. Just from my perspective, from what I've seen or heard, I just don't agree with a lot. I could be completely wrong. Completely. Who knows? But from my perspective, or from my perception of it, I don't agree with Israel. Alex Jones was right about the frogs getting turned gay. Jimmy, would you have Jimmy, have you been spewing Bibi's propaganda? I heard Hamas is shooting Palestinians and not letting them get food. That's what I've heard. And it wasn't from Bibi. Maybe indirectly from him, I guess. That's possible. But I mean, I've seen videos of people that are there in these food camps that are bringing up the same point that you're saying that Bibi has mentioned. So is he feeding them that propaganda, or are they seeing it firsthand happen? I don't know. I'm not there. I can't give you firsthand experience of it. Would I go and check it out? Oh, absolutely. I'm down for it. But that all costs money, guys. I heard Hamas is shooting Palestinians, not letting them get food. Anyone want to do a post stream? Rowdy, right? Yeah, I was kind of zoning out, I guess, during the Superman discussion. I'd love to hear more about it. Jimmy, we all like to post a stream like a post stream to hear more about Superman. What's up, AK? Welcome in. See, I'm at the bottom now. Come on, guys. I'm at the bottom. John Cat Breakfast Wars soon with Jimmy and Jack. I'm hoping so, Michael. I did bring it up to Jack, and he thinks it would be a good idea. It'd be inexpensive, because breakfast usually isn't too expensive. So it wouldn't be a bad thing to do. Cholesterol wars. But I don't know. John Cat. Wait, was it John? John. You go to Denny's, don't you? Or just went to IHOP? Or am I getting somebody else mixed up? Do I like music made by AI? Honestly, I haven't even heard any music are made by AI that I know of. That I know of. I mean, I listen to um, different music stations, right? So are they giving me AI music? Maybe, but I don't. I don't listen to a whole lot of music, to be honest. Um, Throughout the day, I'm listening to. I start my day off watching or listening to was it um, Timcast IRL from the night before. So like right now he's live. Well, he's about ready to go off air. Um, so the 2 hours from 7 to 9 or 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 Eastern time, I think, because he's in West Virginia. Um, so from 8 to 10, he's his whatever live show I watch the next or listen to the next morning. Once I get through that, then I go through his daily or like the 10-20 minute videos that he makes throughout the day. And then I watch some gaming news, and I watch some culture news or listen to those. Typically, like right now, when I get off or get done here, I'll go. I'll probably listen to Jack's brother Jim. Um, I'll listen to, I may even throw freaking Nick Fuentes in there. I need to catch up on some of his videos and see if it's something that I would be interested in watching or consuming. Um, if you do a post stream to discuss Superman Summit, I'll watch it tomorrow. Okay. Jimmy, I wish you cared about America as much as you care about Israel. Most of these streams are spent talking about Israel because it relates to our country. I care more about our country than I do about Israel. I don't really, like I said, I don't care about Israel. I don't care what they do in their country or what they do. And they're, I don't know how to say it. I'm not concerned about what's going on there. I'm concerned about what's going on here at home. So, do I care more about us or the U.S. or America? Yes, absolutely. Okay, yes, it is John that said that. Um, but John knows that breakfast food is greasier and probably higher in cholesterol. So that's going to be fun. I like it when that guest gets angry and starts ranting. It seems like everyone in chat gets him upset. Yeah. That ready rat. Need Jimmy. What are we talking about? Would you watch me stream Chrono Trigger or Norbit or maybe both at once? Need Jimmy. Okay, I got you. At John Cat. Breakfast Wars soon with Jimmy and Jack. Yes. Oh wait, I read that. See, it skips. Jimmy on the Go, Gaza edition. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. I'd like to be like there filming. You know what I mean? I think that'd be so much fun. Being at our different locations and filming. I think that'd be so much fun. Need Diarrhea Wars. Does Shaw use music in his beats? I'm not sure. I don't know. AI music. Jimmy, you should do a live reaction to Charles' music. Why? Swimming in the Tim pool all day. It makes my skin crawl, not in a good way. What, his music? I honestly haven't heard any of his music. I really haven't. I usually listen to the type of music I like. And the type of music he plays or he does is not in that genre. Does anyone have a link to any of Brother Charles' music? Nick Fuentes is a bit exotic for my taste. It see, and that's like that. Somo. That's kind of why I haven't really gone into Nick Fuentes. I think that's what's kind of held me back is his fanaticism. But and then some of the stuff that I've heard that he's been controversial on. So it's kind of like, do I want to? I don't know. Maybe I should go down that rabbit hole though. It's okay. That's the channel at ASMR Chill Music 2025. Okay, Israel had a very different childhood than the U.S. Yeah, that's true. Fuentes is just energetic. He's a nice guy in context. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And I'm not talking about from like him personally, from other people that have interviewed him and been around him. That's what I've heard. When was he on Fresh and Fit? The Chicagoan girls wanted him bad. Well, I think he is in Chicago, is he not? I think that's what I heard. That he was in Chicago. That I missed. Have we ever considered not having an opinion on things? No, Rowdy. I have an opinion on everything. Everything. But we all do. We all have opinions on everything. Some we just ignore. Some we don't. When you're playing this, something I think it would be good to have photos of Henry Cavill next to photos of other Supermen, especially Corn Sweat. Wait, planning the summit, I think. What? Are you talking to somebody else? Maybe that's... yeah, I don't see... any that I have missed, any messages I have missed. When you add more things, then you cut, it'll add the deficit. Okay, I did miss that one. Pauline, you said when you add more things than you cut, it'll add to the deficit. That's like one of the most basic things about the bill that everyone knows about. When you add more things than you cut, okay, what specific things? Like what? I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know of these things that you're referencing. Norbit. What? Y'all freaking funny. Okay, so well, let me jump back over to OBS. Does it say? It doesn't even tell me how long I've been streaming. Well, that's nice. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, it does. Alright, it's been over 2 hours. So, alright guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Let's get the channel growing. If you aren't already, hit the subscribe. Do the whole typical thing, like, subscribe, share, and comment below. All these different things help the algorithm. All these things help us get the channel growing so we can get more information, get more research, and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully we can make this big enough to where, hey, maybe I will get noticed by Tim Pool, right? The only way to make that happen is for everybody to hit that like button. I don't know how many people are watching, to be honest. It doesn't show me. Well, I guess it says 9 watching now. But if there's at least 9 of you watching, hit that like button. help the channel grow. Let's push the algorithm to help us get noticed. All right. Other than that, let's see. Today's Thursday. So tomorrow we have Fortnite Friday. So obviously I'll be playing Fortnite on the gaming channel. Michael has the Twitch channel that you can follow. What else? Oh. So Saturday, I believe I will be starting a new game. I just got Lies of P. So I'll be playing a fresh and first playthrough on Lies of P. And then during that stream, I will be taking notes and stuff, so then that way I can help, or I can put together a walkthrough of the game and try to make that happen as well. So definitely catch me on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on the channel that Michael provided in the chat. If you're not following me over there, definitely consider following that, so then that way you can get notified when I do go live with the game, or for Fortnite Friday, or Wednesdays we have game night, and we usually play Jackbox on Wednesdays. And then other than that, I will see you guys. The next podcast is F as in Frank on Saturday. So thanks again for stopping by. And like I said, hit that like button. And I will see you all then. Thank you.